plays a variety of styles, a guy that influenced so many, a man that cannot be held to 4 or 5 bands. He's in about 8 or 9. Whether it be prog, whether it be metal, whether it be hard rock, whether it be tribute shows, and a writer and a vocalist, just, in the Modern Drummer Hall of Fame, Mike Portnoy at 3. Nothing more needs to be said. I mean, when you get past that initial rung of 60s and 70s super influential drummers, I think for the most part, when you get into the 80s, he's the guy that is going to come to most people's minds as the drummer's drummer. At number 2, a guy that I think will probably, my top 2 guys are 2 guys that I think will be, it'll be shocking if they're not on most people's lists with my audience. At number 2, John Bonham. Now, let me say this. I love Jason Bonham as a drummer. And I really wanted to include Jason, and we have a top 5 list from Jason coming up. And I love Jason to death. But the reason why I didn't have him make the top 5 is because Jason is a clone of his dad. And that is the highest compliment you could give. So, of course, John Bonham at number 2. It would be redundant and ridiculous to even justify why John Bonham is on my list. The Pocket from hell. There has never been a rock pocket drummer with that sort of power ever. I mean, it's just stupid to even talk about it. John Bonham at 2. And at number 1, the Professor. I mean, Neil Peart, you talk about drummers, you go to a Rush show, the entire arena is playing air drums back in the day. How do you even argue it? Influenced everybody, went about his business in the classiest of ways, tragically lost him this year, which is just still incredible to think about. And just the master, the benchmark, the biggest influence, the Professor, Neil Peart at number 1. So there's my list. There's tons more that I love, just like all of